Hello, 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 family. Welcome to today's Earth School lesson. Today we are talking about the CDC, which is our clarity, discipline, and consistency. Now, the CDC is a handout that is available through the 10 Steps to Alignment in the Real Lifestyle Ecosystem, which goes more in depth about the different aspects of how to break down your clarity, discipline, and consistency. But for today's lesson in Earth School, we just want to learn the words. I know that yesterday we had a lot of vocabulary in the Privacy is Sacred lesson. And today we have just a few words, nothing too crazy, not too much vocabulary. But these three words are extremely important. Excuse me, four words we're going to be covering. The definitions awareness sheet, which is in the 27-page activity packet. So, oops, that one's been linked in previous lessons. If you go down to the link below, we actually have the Clarity is Power poster linked for this lesson, which is really beautiful up on the wall. It was a lot of fun to make. Shout out to Alexi Panos. She was the inspiration for that specific piece of art. I was on one of their Zoom calls for their recent community. And was drawing it alongside that. So you can see the process of that on our Instagram page, I'm sure, if you scroll back far enough. But the point of the matter is that the definitions is going to be the main focus today, and you aren't going to get that digital download from the link below. You're going to want to get it from one of the other previous links in the lessons. I also went ahead and included the Master the Day checklist, which is a lesson that we'll be covering at a different point. Actually, I think that I got my ordering messed up as I was speaking, because initially it was going to be, I think initially it was going to be Master the Day and CDC, or Clarity is Power lessons, flipped. So yesterday probably wasn't Privacy is Sacred to you, even though it was yesterday for me. But regardless, the Master the Day checklist, I wanted to go ahead and print out for this as well, because whenever we have, ooh, my pages are flying away. Let me grab that. Whenever we have clarity, we have power. And whenever we have our power, we take control of our time. When we take control of our time, we master the day every single day. And so I just wanted to reiterate that, because, as I said, the clarity, discipline, consistency in the real lifestyle blueprint is going to help you understand what specific habits you need, or get to rather, instill into your daily life. What disciplines are most beneficial for you accomplishing your goal at the end of the day, or the end of a cycle, whether that's a quarter or a year or 90 days, which is a quarter. But you maybe wouldn't have known that. Now, when we reverse engineer our end goal, we can learn, if I do this every single day, for every single week, for every single month, then by the time all of those months are added up to an entire year, I should be at a point that I want to be, because I'll have reverse engineered, worked backward from my set target and my goal every single day, every single hour, every single minute, every single second of that duration of the year. So let's go ahead and get into the definitions that we have to look at for our awareness sheet. The first definition is mission. Mission, a strongly felt aim, ambition, or calling. I and we are on a mission through Earth School and all of the different ecosystems that are connected to it. We are on a mission to unlock 1 billion closed minds. That is an aim. that I feel so strongly called to do that no other factors, circumstances, beliefs, opinions, persuasions, nothing could stop me or divert me from executing on that mission. Not my own fears, not internal self-doubts, nothing. Because that is the divine calling that I've been set out to do. It's a very strongly felt aim. It's an ambition. It's a calling. So you get to ask yourself, what is your mission? And what's beautiful is that since having met the individuals that set me on this mission for my commitment and contribution toward the 1 billion closed minds being unlocked, so many people that we've come in contact with and come across, worked with, met along the journey have adopted that mission. So that's the power of having a very, very clear mission. So you get to ask yourself, what's your mission? Do you want to adopt the mission to unlock 1 billion closed minds? Or maybe you're here to unlock more. Or maybe you have a specific mission to stop world hunger, or end war, or protect the children. Or maybe your mission is something smaller. That's fine too. That's absolutely fine too. Your mission is yours, and it's your calling. It's something that you are so strongly destined to do that it doesn't matter what anyone else's opinion is. But if you really resonate with our mission, you're more than welcome to join us. And we definitely know that we would benefit a lot from having your support, because every single one matters. Each one teach one. If you learned something here today, you go forward and you teach it to somebody else. That is the beautiful thing about being able to co-create harmony through community, right? So that's our mission. And our mission directly impacts our clarity, our discipline, and our consistency. So let's look at clarity first. Clarity is the quality of being certain or definite. Like I said, nobody could persuade me otherwise. I am certain that that is my mission. I am certain that that is what I'm here to do. I am so certain. Now, was I always this certain? No, because there were definitely times that I was allowing self-doubt, self-limitations, self-judgment to stand in the way of executing effectively on this mission. And for that, I have grace with myself. Maybe you've experienced something like that. Maybe you haven't, and maybe you won't, because you'll have this kind of leadership before you. An example of overcoming that to where you can actually just not experience that yourself. And we have the beautiful, beautiful jewels dropping stardust and fairies all over us. Thank you. Now, clarity is the quality of being certain and definite of a specific thing. Clarity is power. Know where you're going. Clarity is power. Know where you are going. When we have clarity, we can begin to institute daily disciplines. So if I have clarity that I want to be in the most exalted state of health that I can exist in, then I know that a discipline for me needs to be fasting to clear the gut. Having yoga be a part of my daily practice to connect the mind, the body, and the spirit. To spend, at minimum 10 minutes doing HIIT workouts where I drop to the floor and do burpees and mountain climbers and crunch reach throughs and planks and all kinds of exercises that really get my body activated, help me release internal emotions around anger or resistance within the body, that became a daily discipline, and it's helped so much because I had that clarity. So clarity is power. Know where you are going. Now, disciplines are a system of rules of conduct. A system of rules of conduct. Discipline is a system of rules and conduct. What does conduct mean? It's when you conduct yourself a certain way. It is how you show up. Our disciplines become our rules and our container for how we exist. And that is why I also printed out the Master of the Day checklist as a part of this lesson, because it is a daily discipline insofar that if it's noon, if it's 12 o'clock, it doesn't matter where I am in the world. It doesn't matter if I'm in line at the airport. It doesn't matter if I'm having a great day or a bad day, or if I want to stop doing what I'm doing, or if I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing. At noon, I'm in downward facing dog. I am breathing. I am meditating. I am doing my workout. I am not touching my phone. I am not listening to anything unless it is spiritually a deposit into my consciousness, because that is my midday reset and that is my daily discipline. I could be so deep into something creatively and just really want to keep going and really want to push forward, but instead, I allow myself to know that when I take a break at this moment in time, I'm going to give myself more energy to be able to confront and conduct myself in an even more aligned way after my midday reset. This is really crucial, because that means if I can have that kind of control over my own self, time, and decision making when I do want to do something else, then I can have that level of control and decision making when I don't want to do it. This is a very important thing on principle. Discipline is extremely powerful. It will get us further than talent. It will get you further than hard effort and work. Improve 1% daily. Discipline. This is one of our core principles that you see in the Real Lifestyle Way and in the beginning of our Earth School classes, because to live a life on principle is to reason from first principles, and that is principle number 1. So, clarity, discipline, consistency. That kind of gets into what we were just saying, improve 1% daily. So, it's the continued application of something. It's to be able to do something over and over and over again and repeat doing that same thing over and over and over again until it becomes a habit, until it becomes a default, until it becomes who you actually just are. We become our habits until they become what our habits become character traits, which become us. I used to have a reminder on my calendar every day to do yoga. Now I'm surprised if I don't do it 2 or 3 times a day, just by default. I used to wake up and I would set the YouTube video to remember to breathe before I go and move on to the next thing. Now, when I sit up, it's great day. Sit up, breathe. Hold, release, round after round after round until I feel relief. And now I wake up with the sun, before the sun, every single day, move into my disciplines. If I get up out of bed in the middle of the night to use the restroom, I don't just zombie walk to the bathroom. I do my stretch up against the wall. I do a big breath and a sun salutation. I dangle down on the ground and let my head do a ragdoll fold. These are things that once used to take a great amount of effort to be able to remember to do. But now they became such ingrained habits, such ingrained disciplines that they're just character traits. They're just how I behave. That's just one example, right? We can look at it in all assets and aspects of life. When we have clarity that, like Earl Nightingale says, save 10% of every dollar you earn, that becomes a discipline. If I've got $1 here, I'm going to take a dime and set it to the side. You do that with consistency, and you continue saving and saving and saving and saving until you have an actual emergency fund. The clarity comes from the guidance, the discipline comes from the action, and the consistency comes from the continued action of that thing. It's what builds the compound interest. It's the continued application of something. It's a very valuable thing to be able to do that. Hello, Milika. The trees say hello to you. Clarity, discipline, consistency. It brings us great awareness. So now, for everyone watching, we have an activity to do. So the activity in and of itself is, can you use these words in a sentence? So let's see what kind of sentences you can all come up with based on using the words clarity, discipline, consistency, and mission. My tree friends. So I'm going to put it in the chat as well. Mission, clarity, mission, clarity, discipline, and consistency. Now, obviously, I know you can make a sentence. That's not the challenge. I know that you can do that. But the question is, what sentence do you choose to write when you use those words? Yay, you have your notebook. So I would love to see, what sentences do we all decide to write? You can make them an affirmation where you're saying something along the lines of, I am this, I am that. You could make it a goal. I will do this. An ambition. I will do that. As we were talking about Joe Dispenza and our future self. Or you could make it a question you could ask yourself. Who am I now that I have become more this, become more that? What is standing in the way of me being this? Although I don't like to do that because it kind of creates limitations where there really are none. So what kind of sentences do we decide to come up with? Add anything you would like to add so that it's not just so bland with the 4 words, right? We can make it anything we want. I'm going to write mine as well. My tea got cold really fast. Still good though. It's cat's claw. If anyone needs their herbs, let me know. Oh, I love that. You can write your volume, turn your volume down. You know what? If you want, actually, Milika, you're welcome to do that. But I'm going to put on some music. I think that's such a good idea. We can have a few moments of presence. How beautiful. What a great idea. Oh.
One simple but brilliant trick to heat your home in 90 seconds and save.
There we go. right. Beautiful. So we've got a wonderful sentence here. My mission for clarity is continued consistency with discipline. This is for my expansion as an infinite being. It's so true. We are so infinite. And we have these ideas of our limitations, but they're just ideas. They're just ideas. We have clarity comes from lack of resistance. I can always connect it by being disciplined. I am showing myself that I can trust myself. Consistency supports delayed gratification. That is so powerful. What's interesting is that you chose to use the word lack in your description of clarity, which is like fascinating because the way we frame things is so important. And it's like, yes, it's a lack of resistance, but I was just listening to Abraham Hicks' video today of how, she said that every time we affirm something in the downstream direction or the direction of least resistance or accepting, or as they like to call, Abraham says, receptivity, it's actually a resistance toward our doubt, which we don't think about because it's like we only think of resistance as a bad thing, which I also, or not maybe necessarily bad, but like the thing we don't want, right? But it's interesting how it's like every time we implement these kinds of phrases, like your beautiful phrase here, Milika, we are resistant toward our doubts. We resist our negative attributes that we don't want to see, which is actually effective because by being disciplined, we're showing ourselves that we can trust ourselves, right? So that's just what it made me think of. That's so powerful. And that's absolutely true. That's another, I think Layla Hormozy says this is like confidence is built from evidence and results. Like, how could a person be confident if you haven't done anything? You haven't proven to yourself like that you can do it, and if you've only ever proven to yourself through your failures that you can't do something, it's hard to be confident that you can do something, and like justifiably so, right? But our confidence comes from seeing those results every single day, and so when we don't have those results because of our consistency yet, that can be a bit of a challenge. But clarity is power in knowing where we're going to end up. Not where we are right now here today, all having it be exactly what we are seeing ourselves end up as. Not necessarily, but having grace and knowing that, every single step along the journey is going to be another disciplined action that gets us to where that thing actually is. And then inevitably we get there and realize that it was only about the journey ever to begin with. It was never about the destination. It was only ever about these days of enjoying this time together, of taking the moment out of the day and having your definitions and your awareness and being clear on that. It's not about getting to some place and then kicking your feet up and being like, oh, finally I made it. No, it was about every single day, whether I wanted to or not, I chose to show up and choose love. That is the whole journey. That's a beautiful thing. You said it also strengthens our faith because results sometimes don't come immediately. Exactly. I've done an amazing deal of completing many missions. Can't wait for what life brings me next. How beautiful. That is so beautiful. And you love the music. Thank you for sharing your answers. I love that. I love that. I'll share mine too. I wrote, God granted me with clarity of my mission, and in sacred union with the Most High, I create life where I am obedient in my disciplines with consistency. Inshallah. I'll post it. God granted me clarity of my mission, and in sacred union with the Most High, I create life where I am obedient in my disciplines with consistency. Inshallah. Yes, I am. Obedient, I am. I love Abraham and have been following it for years. I understand what you're saying. I had a feeling you would, beloved. I had a feeling you would. So powerful. Wow. Beautiful people. Is there anything else in your hearts that you would like to share before the end of session in class today? We are about at that part where it's time for us to say arrivederci. I'll see you soon. Mission, clarity, discipline, consistency. I know that Jules knows this, but Milika, there is a 10 steps to alignment, a free 10 steps to alignment that takes you down a whole journey of getting to know yourself better. And if that is something that you think you could benefit from, I'll share the screen with you here. You said, I'm enjoying the ride. I know where I'm going. Exactly. This is the free 10 steps to alignment. I'll put the link up here on the screen. But I highly recommend you take advantage of it. It's super powerful. You put in your email here. This is from my sacred guide and mentor who has impacted me positively in more ways than I can count. If I started to sit here trying to count, I don't think this live stream would ever end. And it talks about all the different things you'll learn, intro course to being a self-made millionaire, how to make 3 to 5K a month with using your skills on the internet. But honestly, it teaches you so much more than that, because it really is the 10 steps you need to exit the matrix, like for real, to give you power in your genius zone, to teach you exactly who it is you are actually called here to be on an individual basis, not some kind of one cure fits all. It's going to give you information about your specific journey, about you specifically through the 10 steps, and it gives you that information through yourself. Nobody's telling you anything about your journey. In fact, if you try to beg somebody, please give me the answer, tell me what I'm supposed to do, make the decision for me, it's like, no, I can't do that. And even if I could, I wouldn't do that. Torture until you figure out that it's the truth. And I'm so grateful that you liked the quote that I came up with, the powerful answer. Amazing with expressing myself with words. Thank you so much. It took me a really long time to be able to do that. I think my art always has been something I've turned to for expression. Words have been a newer form of art that I express, and then sharing those words communicatively has been a very new experience. So I'm very grateful for that. I appreciate you. Thank you. You said, what a great time to say goodbye. Yes, ma'am. And it's only ever I'll see you later, right? I do highly encourage everyone, especially if you're watching the playback as well, to go ahead and check out the Real Lifestyle Way and do your 10 steps to alignment. It's only going to help make your experience with Earth School even more profound. It's what inspired me to actually take action and to create Earth School. So I'm infinitely grateful. And absolutely, all I can say to that is woohoo! I just hope that you know, if no one has told you today, you are so deeply loved, so deeply cared for, profoundly recognized, and I just want you to know that I love you. Love is law, and family is business. I will see you all again tomorrow, as I will see you every single day for the rest of the month of November. And tomorrow's lesson is, well, I'm going to be misleading you, because if you're watching this in the curriculum, then the lesson you click next will be detoxification and herbs, which is the perfect cat's claw. I can't show you cat's claw segue. And if you're watching this live, then tomorrow we will be covering time. There are 168 hours in a week. How are you managing them? That's what we'll talk about tomorrow. Love is law, family is business. Check out the Real Lifestyle Way. You'll get more information on the 168. Love Earth School. I love it here.